सर ने मुझसे पूछा है कि मैं माउंटेन्स पे किसी किताब के बारे में कुछ बताऊं। तो मैंने जब हिमालय में ट्रैकिंग किया, मुझे एक तरह का एडिक्शन हो गया ट्रैकिंग का और हिमालय में आने का। और मैंने 1996 में ट्रैकिंग शुरू किया था, और उसके बाद मैं लगातार 2010 तक हर समर्स में हिमालय में आई हूँ। आई हैव ट्रैक टू सम ऑफ द मोस्ट ब्यूटिफुल प्लेसेस इन डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ द हिमालय, उत्तराखंड, उत्तरांचल, हिमाचल, कश्मीर। And this Tejbir, who was running Holiday Moods with whom I trekked, told me that, ma'am, it's a very healthy addiction. And this addiction still remains because I make it a point to visit the Himalayas one way or the other once a year at least. And this year I'm fortunate that I'm here for an FDP in Tirthan Valley. I am working on a book actually on spiritual ecology and mountain literature. And one book that I would like to refer to right now is Becoming a Mountain by Stephen Alter. And Stephen Alter happens to be an American who lives in Lander, Missouri with his wife Amita. And he has done a lot of trekking in the Himalayas, including Tibet. And he has written about his experiences and his vicissitudes in the Himalayan region. And Becoming a Mountain actually is about how he started his healing. When he was attacked by assailants in his house in Lander, and he barely escaped death. And it took long months for him to heal physically, his wounds to heal physically, but emotionally he was very shattered. So he started trekking with his backpack, and he visited different places in the Himalayan region. So he talks, he gives reference to other Himalayan writers as well. So there is one chapter about his visit to Bandarpooch, and incidentally, I also have been to Bandarpooch and Yamunotri on the same trek. And the beauty of that trek was that we had three rainbows, one after the other, once it had rained during one of our camps. And Bandarpooch has a lot of rhododendron flowers. So how he reached Bandarpooch, then he talks about the Nanda Devi mountain, and he talks about, he refers to Bill Atkin, the Nanda Devi affair, in which Nanda Devi is a goddess, a Himalayan goddess. The mountain is considered to be a female goddess, both benevolent and angry in her aspect. So the words that he uses are awe and awesome and inspiring, but also it instigates a little fear in you if it takes up a fiery, tempestuous, wrathful, demeanor. And Aitken, interestingly, talks about Nanda Devi, his relationship with Nanda Devi, as if he happens to be her beloved. And when one very beautiful description, that he gives is, he uses the word sensual beauty. And he says that, when the clouds lifted from, the clouds that had shrouded Nanda Devi, when they lifted from the summit, and he had a look of the peak, the summit of Nanda Devi. So he says it was a sort of an erotic, connect to this goddess of his. And he also talks of his personal connect and how many times he visited the Nanda Devi sanctuary from all directions. Even Atkin talks about the Nanda Devi sanctuary and how first he placed his foot on in the Nanda Devi sanctuary, and the difficulties, the trials, the tribulations that they face along the way. The help from the local people and the local guides who would work as porters and guides on their treks. Then in this beautiful chapter, on the mandal, the sacred mandal, he talks about his visit to Kailash Mansarovar and Tibet. And he gives references to Buddhism, he gives references to Hindu tradition, Kailash as being the epicenter of Hindu mythology, as the abode of Shiva, and the Mansarovar lake and its transparent, waters, and the the Gujaratis and the other people who had accompanied him, who would sing bhajans, and the chanting of Har Har Mahadev, and their camping, this thing, how they would cook food, and then the altitude sickness, that he faced because he hadn't taken a shot of Diamox. So, and then he realized he should have taken it. So how the food reacted with him, that is also part and parcel of that chapter on Kailash Mansarovar. But that portion of the book on becoming a mountain is divided into lot many chapters. It also talks about Bon shamanism and their traditions in the region of Kailash and Mansarovar. And what he talks about is that mountains, their minerals, their metals are part and parcel of what our bodies are made of. So we share a natural affinity with the mountains always. And mountains have their own sacred geographies, their own cosmological connections. So throughout that book, you find that not only has it described the aesthetic beauty of the mountains, the pristine beauty of the Himalaya, the snow peaks, the sometimes the description becomes so very sensuous in its aspect that you can actually have a vivid picture running before your eyes, and you can enjoy the beauty of these mountains through your own senses. Your senses, they become so sharp when you are in a natural environment like this. Your eyes are more focused, your ears are able to catch the sound of birds, the sound, the music of the rivers, then you are able to actually feel the wind on your skin, the touch of that wind on your skin. So I feel that alters description, of the Himalayan mountain, and how we are polluting the mountains, that is also part and parcel of the narrative. And how we can actually heal ourselves, our emotional and psychological wounds, like he healed his during his sojourn in the Himalayan mountains in this book, Becoming a Mountain. And I always use the word becoming with the mountain, because when you become, with the mountain, you have become part and parcel of the mountain. And he also refers to Nikolai Roerich, his what he writes to his wife uh, about the Himalayas as the abode of the rishis. He also refers to Kalidas, about how Kalidas describes the mountain. And he quotes a poem, a poem from Arunachal Pradesh, where he says that what is mountain? I am mountain. So this is how the book appealed to me, and I was planning to present a paper on this. I have already sent you the paper, the full paper on this book itself, but unfortunately my car journey was a little delayed, so I couldn't present it. So maybe like you can share the paper. The paper is just on the Kailash, the inside the mandala, the Kailash and Mansarovar visit. And other book of his, The Wild Himalaya, is about the description of Himalayas, its flora, its fauna throughout the Himalayan region. So that is also a very good read. He talks about the weather of the Himalaya, talks about the folklore, the customs of Himalaya. And incidentally, Ruskin Bond also writes on the same lines in his The Book of Nature. So he has described the flowers in great detail, the butterflies, the winged ones. That is one chapter in Ruskin Bond's Book of Nature about the birds in the Himalayan region, the animals that you find here. So it's like, it's an amazing way of expressing the beauty of nature, their experiences, and how humanity can always turn to Mother Nature, go to the lap of nature to heal itself of all its ills and to humanize itself again, because constantly we are being dehumanized by a mechanical life in the cities. Thank you.